Have you ever noticed how, for some gay men, life can start to look like a runway? Perfect hair, perfect bodies, perfect social calendars, everything curated. But beneath that gloss, a quiet ache remains. Today we're unpacking that painful paradox, the ugly truths that live behind high-fashion dreams, why so many gay men chase perfection and what it really costs us. This is not a style critique, it's a psychological map. It's about how early wounds teach us to trade inner safety for outer polish, and how slowly that exchange shapes our relationships, our sense of worth, and how we love. Let's start with the ugly truth. For many gay men, shame is not a fleeting embarrassment, it's a deep, chronic sense that something about you is fundamentally wrong. This shame is not born inside, it's given by the world through culture, passing comments, disappointed looks, and a society that treats difference like danger. Shame is a quiet teacher. It teaches a child to hide the parts that feel risky, to perform instead of simply exist. And that performance is exhausting. So we build armor, achievement, appearance, success, status, a sculpted body, designer clothes, endless social proof. If the wound says you are unacceptable, the response becomes, I will make myself acceptable. Fashion and aesthetics become strategies, visible proof that you belong, but these are only coping mechanisms. The paradox is brutal. The better you get at performing, the less you discover who you actually are. The applause fills a hole for a moment, it never heals the wound. Let's see how these patterns play out in real life. First, there's the marketplace of desirability. In many gay spaces, desirability is measured by the body, the face, the style, and the social validation you can display. Dating apps and social media turn desirability into instant metrics. A single profile photo can earn hundreds of likes or reduce a person to a product. People respond to an image more than a story. That dynamic rewards surface optimization, how to look, how to perform, how to sell your best self. It's efficient until it becomes your only currency. Even emotions start to feel like commodities. You advertise confidence when you feel insecure, display success when you're lonely. Over time, even friendships can feel transactional. Who raises your status? Who confirms you? And then comes the trap of escalation. A six-pack becomes a designer wardrobe, which becomes an exclusive circle, which demands more. Each achievement only raises the next threshold. The chase never ends. Now let's look at the psychology behind the chase for perfection. What keeps this system in place? The first process is compensation. Psychologists use this term to describe how we overdevelop one area to mask a perceived deficiency in another. For example, a handsome body might compensate for the inner voice that says you aren't lovable. Professional success can mask the childhood message, you aren't enough. Compensation works up to a point, but it's always fuel that runs out. The next process is projection. If you were taught to hide as a child, you might unconsciously project that shame onto others, assuming people are judging you, even when they're not. This fuels hypervigilance, always scanning, always preparing the next protective performance. Finally, attachment patterns. Early secrecy can change how you bond. If vulnerability felt risky as a child, you may prefer safer relationship scripts as an adult. Hookups, short-term validations, or connections based on image instead of emotion. You might be great at attraction, but struggle to stay vulnerable. Long-term intimacy requires risk, and the armor resists that risk. So how do we move from the runway back to the room where real life happens? Here are practical pathways, concrete steps you can start using today. 1. Name the pattern. The first and bravest step is noticing. When you feel a pull to look better, to post the perfect photo, or to say the catchiest thing, pause and ask, what am I avoiding feeling right now? Pulling the thread of avoidance usually reveals a tender spot. 2. Practice small, safe vulnerability. Pick one person who's low risk, a friend, a therapist, a group, and try one small disclosure. Something you're embarrassed about or an insecurity you notice. The goal is not to overshare, it's to test whether authenticity will actually lead to rejection. Most often, the fear is worse than the reality. 3. Reclaim your body from performance. Instead of using your body purely as a status symbol, try a somatic practice, yoga, slow walks, breath work, or body-oriented therapy. The intent is to feel your body from the inside, not only to show it from the outside. When your body becomes a source of presence instead of currency, confidence changes quality. 4. Replace external metrics with inner metrics. Create a short list of internal values: honesty, curiosity, tenderness. Before you make choices about a jacket, a night out, a hookup, ask, does this align with my inner metric? Over time, choices aligned with inner values create a stable sense of self that ads and likes can't buy. 5. Build a realness practice. This is a daily micro-habit. 1 minute of mirror work, a private, non-performative affirmation to yourself. Try. Today I will say one true thing about myself to someone I trust. It's small, but consistency rewires the nervous system. 6. Therapy or community with an affirmative lens. A therapist who understands gay experience, shame, and minority stress can help you translate protective strategies into conscious choices. If therapy is not available, find or create groups where gay men practice being seen. Men's groups, support circles, or book clubs where people speak personally and deeply. Now let's be practical about culture and systems. This isn't only individual work. The dating app economy, media, and consumer culture all feed this chase for perfection. Collective shifts are slow, but you can resist in everyday ways. Curate communities that celebrate diversity of bodies and ages. Comment when you see reductive content. Champion creators who honest honest process over impossible polish. Social change is accelerated when people with visibility choose authenticity over spectacle. Finally, I want to name something hopeful. Authenticity is magnetic. A polished image can attract attention, but authenticity attracts the kind of attention that lasts. When you stop managing every impression and allow real feeling to be visible, you'll notice a different pattern. People who stay, who ask questions, who return. That is the foundation of intimacy. If you take anything from this video, let it be this. Your polished version may make you popular, but it doesn't make you whole. The work of healing is not glamorous in the feed, but it is rich in life, and the paradox is beautiful. As you let go of the need to be perfect, you start to become perfectly you. If this exploration resonated, please subscribe. I'll be unpacking more chapters, practical exercises, and real conversations about gay psychology and healing. Drop a comment below. Which part hit you the hardest? Are you more drawn to appearance, performance, or something else? Tell me. Your voice matters here. Thanks for listening. Be gentle with yourself today.